Oh, we're live. Hooray. Hello, everybody. Oh, my camera being foolish. I'll introduce myself while I try to fix my camera. I'm Amanda Cole, and this is my channel where apparently my tech is not ready for me because I'm a professional. Come on, open up. Oh, I'm all fuzzy. I'm fuzzy and autofocus keeps on trying to kick in. Oh, now we're not fuzzy. What happened? I don't know. Okay. Did it fix itself? I guess it fixed itself. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Okay. Hopefully it stays fixed. Anyway, hello everybody. So normally here on my channel I'd be working on a comic page, but I decided to not do that this week. I'm just going to work on a random illustration because I don't spend enough time just doing fun random images that I think are cool. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to work on a fun random image that I had an idea for and I think is cool because I spend a lot of time doing work for other people and for assignments, like for other people, like for money. And also you don't do warm-ups. I mean, I do. I do stuff before before the camera starts rolling. I don't do warm-ups on stream very much. Generally I'm working for a little while before the camera turns on, Ed. But hey, thanks for stopping in, Mr. Ed Smith, another fellow comic guy. So I have how do I you know what? I think I'm gonna turn this a little bit. And my eraser just hit the floor. Come on. Get it together, Amanda. I'm going to do it this way. We'll see if this works better. This might be a mistake. Horrible at doing warm-ups. I just jump right in warm-up as I go along. I mean, yeah, some days that's kind of how that happens too. Starting with just a big old basic egg shape here. Hey, are we at all surprised? It's a skull. Eric from Bloat Games says, hey, nice to see you, Eric. Thanks. Yeah, so basically, all right. So here's the story as I'm working on this. I just had my last outdoor event of the year this past weekend, the Maine Micro Artisans Night Market. It was a good show. The Maine Micro Artisans shows have been overall very good. I've had a lot of fun with them. Hey, Hungry. Thanks for stopping in. This one was not quite as like busy as the one in June that I went to. It was still really good and people were really positive. Didn't make as much in sales, but it was still a pretty strong showing, especially for just a one like 6-hour event, like just a one evening, 6 hours kind of situation. Um, and I realized as I was at this show that I've only done one actual like Comic-Con type event, which was a very small first year event, Galacticon. Um, because yeah, just all the other stuff that I would have normally done earlier in this year has not like did not pan out for whatever reason, like a combination of different reasons. And so the first like even moderately sized Comic Con I'm doing this year is going to be GraniteCon in September, and I've been doing a whole bunch of art shows instead. And that's been like it's been a really good season, honestly. Have lately sold a lot better at art shows than I have at comic shows. And I mean, I could probably write a whole thesis as to why, but one of the things that got me thinking about was also that like I used to sell my season skulls. That was always like a really strong seller. I would sell prints of my season skull series, which I'm sure most of you have probably seen, although they're older at this point. That was something I did years and years ago. But they're like a central part of my display because they're nice and eye-catching, and they're good. I still think they hold up well. Um, but I've kind of like the sales on them have cooled off over the years, which is completely understandable because just stuff is not going to stay the most popular forever. If it does, then that means you're not like, improving or growing ever, which is not good either. But I still really enjoy skulls, and I like the fact that the skull imagery like uh gets the right type of people that are going to vibe with my work. Like I feel like it's kind of a good screening tool having a bunch of skulls as a central part of your display. It's like if these speak to you, then you're going to enjoy the rest of my work. It's probably going to be good. Um so yeah, I've kind of wanted to do like another series of skulls, but I didn't have any strong like ideas of what that series would look like. And then I got an idea. That'd be nice to relax for me, right? Well, I mean, I've definitely still been doing shows, but yeah, there's the art shows are usually shorter than Comic Cons. They're usually like 1 day events, which is very nice because it's not like, oh, my entire weekend is going to be spent doing this. It's like it's just one of the days on the weekend, and then you still have a day to recover or like run errands or get chores done or whatever, like the million other things that we need to do because we're grown-ups. Um, but yeah, then they're also most of them have been outside, which is nice because like one of the things that makes me the most insane during the comic season is when it's like a gorgeous day outside, just a truly beautiful day. And where am I? I'm stuck inside a hotel ballroom or a convention center for the entire gorgeous, far too short summer day. Like it's like, no, I don't want to be stuck inside on this gorgeous day. Please let me out. And so the thing is that it's like, ah, yes, even if I have kind of a soft day for an art show, if it's outdoors, it's like I'm enjoying a lovely summer day and like people are walking by with their adorable dogs and like I can get a nice food truck lunch and just enjoy some fresh air. And it's just like in general, a bad art show is much more pleasant than a bad comic convention. But yeah, it has been nice having a less like rigorous Comic-Con schedule. Still definitely a lot going on, but not as much Comic-Conning, which has been kind of nice. Um, because also again, for a number of factors, Comic-Cons have kind of like not been kind of rough lately. And I mean, a lot of it is not anybody's like fault per se. They've just been kind of rough lately. All right, I have a very rough sketch going on now. of a skull and some stuff on its head. So we're still doing a similar theme as my season skulls, where it's like it's a skull with some sort of crown of plant matter. But these are going to be a little bit different. Obviously, we have a different angle going on, and also these are themed different. Stop it! What are you doing? What are you doing? These are themed differently. Wondering, I'm using Strathmore Mixed Media 400 weight or 400 series. It's 184 pound, not 400. But yeah, this is what I've been using lately. My friend Jesse Lundberg turned me on to this paper. He was like, "It's really good. You should use it." And I was like, "Okay, I will." And he was right. It is very good. I gotta sharpen my pencil. But yeah, we'll see how far we get on this. I think these are still going to be a black and white series. At least that's how I'm approaching them at this point. The animal skulls still sell really well. Those are newer though. They're not, I mean, they're still not new at this point, but they are not as old as the season skulls. Does anyone not know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the season skulls? Do I need to go like dig one of the prints out to show you what I'm talking about? If you've seen like pictures of any of my show setups, you've seen them. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I can go find a copy of them to show you. But yeah, last outdoor event of the season happened this past weekend. The MMA night market on the Bangor waterfront. It got like actually cold once the sun went down, which was kind of crazy. It's bigger eraser in here. Well, it's starting to look scully. Paprika skull and basil skull. My favorite is turmeric skull. And you know what I'm talking about. You're just being silly. Big goofball. Yeah, I enjoy having them in my lineup, but yeah, I would also like to work on something new every once in a while. And yeah, a lot of what I work on is has been just an awful lot of freelance work, which I really enjoy doing because it is fun to collaborate with people. And a lot of my comics, which of course I also love doing because they're my comics and they're fun and they're great and I love telling my stories. But also sometimes I just want to draw some random stuff because I think it's cool and not have it be like, ah, but you see, this is a specific project that has to meet these parameters and be done at this particular time. And it's like sometimes I also just want to do stuff because I think it's neat. It doesn't have to be part of a project. And I don't do that enough. I don't do things for the hell of it just enough. That looks too far. Oh, that's that part. This part goes up here. So many different bits and bobs on a human skull. I do have a little bit of a break in my event schedule here for a bit now, where my next event is not until Granite Con, which is not until the 20s weekend in September. That's like the 20. I need to look at a calendar. I don't know what the. I don't know. It's in like a month. It's the 20th through 22nd. So yeah, I have a month without an event. That's wild. Of course, it's not like I'm not doing anything. My next couple of weeks are going to be very busy because my best friend is getting married and I'm an officiant in their wedding. Like I am the officiant for their wedding. I have to like actually do the ceremony and do the marriage thing. Which I'm very excited about. I'm so stoked for them. I'm so incredibly honored that they asked me to do the ceremony for them. And it's also gonna be a good time. There's the canine. There we go. It's like it seems like people have a lot of teeth, and then you actually start doing wait, how many teeth is that? Oh no, it's actually people actually don't have that many teeth. There's the canine. Canine. First molar. Back two molars. Two incisors. That's it. That's it. It's not that many. Sometimes people have like wisdom teeth, but that's still pretty much it. I don't know what you even call this weird little bone back here, like where the upper part of the hinge of the jaw inside here. I have to learn what this is called. This little doodad. It's like behind the hard palate. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. Oh my gosh, bless you. Send help. My husband is doing giant dad sneezes. The al- uh, alveolar margin. Interesting. It's not made up. He just Googled it. Horizontal center part of each side is the body of the mandible. That part I did know. The upper portion of the body is the alveolar margin, corresponding to the alveolar margins on the maxillae. Sure. It's not an animal, it's a bone. We're talking about skull parts. You don't even know what we're talking about. No more peanut gallery from you. Yeah, I did have to learn all the bones, but we basically just did like skull, mandible, not like all the itty bitty little bits. Have Dirk sit. Right. Yes, but you see, that would cut into his playing video games and kibitzing without having any idea what's actually going on time. If I made you like co-host. I don't think my audience cares if you're couth. YouTube might. YouTube might have some issues with you. Be like, sir, what are you doing? You need to stop that. Some big old molars down in here. Have you ever had the dentist give you like a weird sort of compliment? I don't know if I should take it as a compliment. I've had dentists tell me like, "Oh wow, you have really big molars." And I'm like, "Thank you?" Like I don't know if it's a good thing. It's just like they just say it in this way that it's like I, I that's an interesting fact. Is that a compliment? I don't know. You seem impressed. I don't I don't know if it's actually impressive. I don't know. It's a very strange thing to say to someone. Oh wow, you have really big molars. Okay. It's a better thing for them to say to me than to just like, it's not the size of molars, it's how you use them. I guess it's better than having the dentist just like yell at you about not flossing sufficiently. So there's that. I'll take it. I don't think I'm gonna get super involved with the far side of the jaw. I think we're gonna leave that pretty much just yeah, there we go. I'll leave that as more of like a silhouette type situation. Wah. All right, before I get too worried about all of those little bits and bobs, we're gonna move on to some of our fun florally bits. Oh wait, I forgot some of the contours I wanted up here. I'll come back in and do some of that. I do want this guy to have a few more lines. Have a little bit more of the like a little bit more of the texture to him. That's a little better. Ah. All right, now we're gonna move on to some. Stop it! Stop it! Leave me alone, Microsoft. Do you want to back up to OneDrive? No, I want you to leave me the hell alone. Okay, this is all extremely vague. We're gonna make this a little less extremely vague at this point. I think this botanical element is going to probably take me a minute here. This is a little bit more. There's a lot more little bits and bobs than the skull, and I've drawn many more skulls than I have this particular plant. Okay. First, this wee little leaf here. Okay, we've got one little module there, one little module here, a little one here. Goes like that. It goes like that. This is a very complicated little shape. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting very quiet as I'm concentrating on like how does this leaf curve and look like it's still a leaf and not just a weird scribble that I made. That that is the challenge. And thank goodness for some decent reference. That's all I really have to say about that. It's wilting. So really, as long as the lines flow and aren't hard angles, you should be good. Who are you calling a weird scribble? It's me. I'm the weird scribble. All right, I have successfully drawn one leaf. I have one leaf. Progress. Definitely. It's a start. It's a start. How am I doing this? What is happening here? I'm like getting all confused looking at this shape. Okay, so we've got this little situation going on here. And this is like curled up like this. Okay. Yeah, like that. And then this side comes up like this. Whee! And then goes like that. And then goes like not quite that sharp. Goes like this. And then like this. And then there's this part that's like back, no, it's like flipped around because it's part of this. I'm not convinced that that part's doing what it's supposed to do correctly. No, it's not. Let's fix that. Okay. Still a goofy looking shape. Hopefully it will turn into a leaf at some point. Hey, it's CP and Little Star. Hi, thanks for dropping in, guys. Thanks. I'm pretty happy with the skull. Now I am struggling with making leaves actually look like leaves. So that's what we're attempting to do right now. Is make these leaves look correct. That's the tricky part. All right, so this goes like that's that little central vein there. Little spiky doos. They're not quite that uniform. I gotta shake those up a little bit. That's looking a little bit too like Bart Simpson hair, which is not really how a leaf looks. I'm gonna shake that up a little bit because they should be more like this. There we go. That's making more sense. All right, let's do this part that's like curved in front here. Okay, there's the curly leaf, the curled up leaf, or curled up part of the leaf. Let's see if I can get. It's supposed to be like coming off of the. I think I need to kind of. So sometimes like I can see what's happening in this reference image, but I also see that if I draw it exactly the way that it looks, it's not going to read as doing the thing that I can tell it's doing. So I'm gonna scooch it a little bit. There we go. So now it should be a little bit more clear that this is that leaf like curling around. All right. Yay. Look, I have 2 whole leaves now. Okay. We're going to take a break from Amanda making herself crazy by looking at leaves for just a moment. And we're going to do some. Oh, there goes my eraser again. Okay, where'd you go, eraser? There it is. It bounced. It bounced far away. All right, so now you can tell what it is that I'm drawing around skull, hopefully. Hopefully you can tell now. We're getting there. We're getting the bunches of grapes. If you ever like actually looked really closely at a bunch of grapes, they're very weird looking. It's like looking more disturbing the longer that I look at it. Cuz they're like some of them are so big and squishing each other. It's just kind of weird looking. They're like, "Ah, yes, we're too plump and juicy and full on here and we're going to squish each other like these little guys here." A couple of grapes that are squishing each other cuz they're growing too close. Bug. Trying not to make any of these grapes look like weirdly enormous. Like they don't make sense with the rest of them. Okay. Okay, there's our bunch of grapes. Looking very, very delightfully grapey. Now I need to finish up some of the skull around here. I need to switch to my other reference image because okay. But I still have so many more leaves to do, and the leaves are the stress part. Let's see. What else? What else is going on with these leaves? Back to my other reference. Okay, there's the top of the skull. I do want to still be able to see some of it. So I just want to make sure I don't lose that line while I'm working on all these other little plant elements here. Okay, there's the back of the skull. Let's not lose that because that's kind of important. Okay, we're gonna have Gonna have one little one here. We're gonna have a little edge of one peeking out up here. A little edge peeking out up here. Kind of want this guy to have a little bit more flair. Let's do that's a little better. Okay, so we get into the itty bitty details. Of course, like as I was working on the skull. Oh, hey, random ad. Thanks. Appreciate it. I just got a new subscriber called Targaryen. Should I be concerned? Please don't send a dragon after me. Yeah, as I was working on the skull and got done with that part relatively quickly, I was like, "Oh no, what if it doesn't even take me an hour to draw this?" And then I started doing the leaves and I was like, "Oh no, I will not finish this in an hour." That is not going to happen. Nothing to worry about there. Right. And this down here, we've got some more of that situation. The like vein pattern on a grape leaf is like really weird if you actually stop and look at it. It's just very odd. All right. Anyway, we are in the last like less than 10 minutes. I'm going to very quickly go over the YouTube things while I get as close to wrapped up on this as I can. And next time, I think I'm going to finish up the pencils off stream. And next time we will ink because I would like to get it scanned before I start inking just in case I like completely botch it. I will still have a backup that I can work from. Is the idea. But anyway, YouTube things. I'm Amanda Call. This is my channel here on YouTube. I do these art streams pretty much every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I am very often working on my webcomic, Age of Night. But this time I'm working on something a little bit different. Decided to work on this little illustration just for the heck of it. Oh, that's a fun little grape leaf. I like how that guy turned out. It's a nice one. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to read my webcomic, that is available at ageofnight.com. That's AGEOFNIGHD.com. I upload a new page to that just about every Wednesday, and you can read the whole thing online for free. But if you would like to help support me, you can do that a number of different ways. One of them is by supporting me on Patreon, which you can do at patreon.com/ageofnight. I super appreciate any support that I get there, and also all patrons get all their comics a week early. So whatever is posting this Wednesday, they have already seen last Wednesday. Plus, you get like free comics, other behind the scenes stuff. It's just generally pretty cool. And like I said, it's a huge help, and I greatly appreciate it. I also have a Ko-fi, coffee, whatever you want to call it, ko-fi/Amanda Call Art, which is a good place to just do like a little one-off donation or also buy stuff from me because I have some of my mini comics and prints and stickers available there, and my offerings are always being expanded upon in that little storefront. So it's a good place to check out too. And if you want to follow me on the social medias, you can find me on various platforms as either Amanda Call Art or Age of Night. My next in-person event is going to be the 20th to 22nd of September. I will be at Granite Con in Manchester, New Hampshire. I think that's all the things. I think that's all I have for right now. Just going to get the outline of that one right there. All right. So I started with a blank piece of paper at 8 p.m. this evening. Now I have most of a drawing here. We've got our skull. We've got a bunch of grapes, some grape leaves. I have a few more leaves I need to fill in up here. And then next time we are going to start working on inks. So thanks everybody for hanging out with me. I will see you next time. Bye.